Well, now I'm really having that kind of a hard day. Cool. Okay, it's about 8:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 20th of September, Tuesday, 2022. We were John Z. You're screwed up and emotionally deprived and sleep deprived zombie of Roseman, California. Greetings, guys. What's going on? Yeah, well, yeah, well, you notice that the shirts I usually had in the back there covering this stuff. I had, if you've been keeping watching some of the videos, I've had the Orca guy come over and do some spraying and also management, so I just wanted to give them a heads up what was going on. I'll probably put the shirts back out again when I'm in the mood for it. So how was today? Well, emotionally screwed up and definitely not triggered like crazy. I've been coming across more and more. So many people online are still having issues regarding their grieving situations, and it's hurting them like crazy. They are not equipped and not ready to handle this damn stuff. And I'll tell you something, I definitely am not. Sorry, I'm just moving stuff around on a table here, trying to keep these damn bugs at bay and everything else going on. But yeah, I've been grieving for a hell of a long while. Not just months, but years. I've had to leave comments on a lot of grief pages about my life story, how I got in this situation in the first place. I mean, how would people like to be 4-year-old heart open heart surgery, die on a table 3 times, come back to life 3 times, and try to be normal afterwards? There was no such thing as normal. I was just fearful of anything and everything, alive and dead. But I wasn't exactly allowed to mourn and grieve deeply either. At least I never had the chance for it in the first place. Lost my mother. I mean, I lost a lot of aunts, uncles, relatives, friends, animals. Anything that I love deeply, you lose and you feel the process. But not able to go through the damn process. You just had to keep postponing it left and right. It's like dealing with jury duty or court duty or court assignment. You keep postponing, postponing, postponing. Well, how long is the judgment? How long is the judge going to be taking us all in, especially when you keep delaying the damn trials because this or that or this or that? No wonder justice is slow. But when it comes down for the emotional impact that we all feel these days, it's even harder to deal with, especially when one's dealing with the issue of grief. A long time ago, people have been telling me and telling everybody else that in order to grieve, you have to go through the 5 stages. First you're in denial. Well, you're in shock because you don't know what the hell's going on. You're in denial for the damn thing. Uh, I forget what the damn stages are. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, that one too. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, my neighbors are having a field day outside. Will you get on with this? Ugh. I swear, dealing with a temperamental phone right now. Okay, stages of grief. Alrighty. It's either 5 or 7 stages of them they got. Some people actually tried to calculate this stuff. But for what they ever came across is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And the problem was dealing with it is The hardest damn thing. Now, some people actually came across more to it than that. Someone actually managed to add a couple of more to the damn thing. Fear, anger, denial, acceptance, confusion. Then you had despair, content rules, and then celebration. Whatever the Sam Hill that means. All I knew was I had to compartmentalize everything. When I was a kid, growing up to being a teenager to an adult, I had to compartmentalize everything. I had to shove everything else aside because I had to deal either with a family or school or life itself. And I didn't have the time necessary to cry, to really mourn, to really grieve. If I even was close to the person, I still had to keep a distance because that's how it was. And I kept it going, even for the people I met in my life that actually meant the damn thing to me, and I mourned, and I just did. Just a little mourning, that's about it. I feel sad, but then you push it on and you go forward. You keep going forward, you keep going forward. And I had to keep doing activities just to keep pushing back the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain. Because, you keep pushing back the pain, you keep doing things. You work through it, and then you don't get to feel anything about it. You get to feel wonderful because you are getting out of yourself. If you constantly get out of yourself and not into yourself, you're not going to be realizing how fucked up you are. I did say that. How fucked up you are. So for me, I was fucked up. Because until I lost my mother, I always realized I was going through the grief process is pretty damn hard, especially when I was trying to actually create a musical video. I got the idea from somebody else who also passed away, who I also knew in a 12-step program. And I saw what they did for a memorial. I thought I could do the same thing for my mother. And when I made the thing, when I actually had the tools necessary to make the thing, and I showed it to my big brother, he said he loved it. Don't ever show it to him ever again. That term, ever. We were both suffering through the grief stages, but he was doing it harder, just like Ma. Hiding it, compressing it, and compartmentalizing it. To the point where I would put my mother in the bed for the last few years of her life, and she practically died of grief. Slowly but surely, he was eating her alive. Now, if she had lived long enough to see her best friend pass away, I believe my mother would have gone insane and just died that night. I firmly believe in that. Because it was only after my brother and I had seen her, a surrogate mother and best friend we've had for over 40, nearly 50 years, almost most of our life. She mattered a great deal to me. Mary Dolores Buttress Reeve. Her family was like our family. I mean, we were kin, almost. Not bloodline, but just about kin. And it's amazing how kin can separate each other and just grieve separately and just not deal with the others for long periods of time. And I haven't heard from him since. Not since losing Ma, not losing their own mother, too. It was only like about 3 or 4 months that their mother died. And we couldn't deal with that either. We couldn't deal with the loss. We really couldn't. But David wasn't going to be grieving all that much, my big brother. Now, since I was showing all these videos here, I always kept the camera on the pictures. Because that's my family. That's my family. And they mattered a damn thing to me. A great deal. So now, my big brother, my mother, and my best friend. Well, my brother is still my best friend. But my surrogate mother. They're all up there. And every single day I got to deal with the pain and the grief and loss. And hoping that I don't get another trigger that'll put me through it. Because I know some of the trigger words that will put me through it. I've already seen some other things online that have already been starting on me already. So if I happen to say the trigger word family or anything else regards to it, including a hug, and even a bear hug. Some of those things will start working in my head, working its way backwards to start the process to break down. Okay? I know about the anger because sometimes I go through the anger and confusions and I yell at my mother and my big brother. And sometimes in my dreams they yell back at me. And I don't even realizing why they're yelling back at me. At least I thought I was being uh, communicative enough to tell my family what's going on, why I'm this way. But nope. They'll find a way to yell at me. Or they'll find a way to support me. Or just be there. At least sometimes when I least expect it. So that's cool. That works for me. Talking to people online. Talking to them on text is one thing. It's another thing to deal with another griever in person because I've discovered the hard way that sometimes some of the friends, who I actually called friends, were having more of a hard time dealing with grieving. They don't want to deal with anybody else regarding their pain. And here I am blathering about it on my own damn channel with about over 100 videos over the past 2 years, 2.5 years, coming up on 3. Talking about my own pain, my own grief, and trying to get this damn shit off my damn chest. Because every single day, it's more and more audio recordings. Every single week, every single month, it's more and more videos, and it's more and more flash drives I'm burning through. But this way, it's a log, it's a journal, it's a diary, it's my journey going through this damn thing until it's my physical time to eat it, to pass away, to float beyond. I'm not looking forward to it just yet. I know what's up there, I know what's out there, and it scares the shit out of me. I was like that at the age of 4 years old, and I'm not even used to it yet. I'm 56. So yeah, I've been through about 52 years since I had a heart surgery. Open heart surgery, crack open your chest to get to the muscles, fix the valves, and then get you out the heart bypass machine. And during that time, 3 times, I died on them. And it keeps shocking me back to life. I keep hearing the voice upstairs saying, "John, it's not your time. You got to go back. You got to go back. It's not your time. You got to go back." No, no, no. I want to stay up here. No, you don't. The arguments I would have with my mother over this, said she was trying to remember what I was trying to tell her as a kid, and then had to struggle all my life trying to remember the damn conversations I had. The brain cannot figure and it cannot keep it. At least mine didn't and still doesn't. It's got to compartmentalize so much I can't even access the damn thing. What the feelings were. Because the brain still can't even process that intensity. Or at least the memories of it anyway. Maybe my soul could if I was dead. But my brain? No. I still have no issue with it. I mean, I still can't deal with it. So, anytime there's like a memorial service out there somewhere now, I can't deal with it. I'm dealing with my brother, I'm dealing with my mother, and I'm dealing with the pain of it all. And I tell you the truth, I don't want to deal with it anymore. It just hurts too damn badly. I know how people feel. They're tearing themselves apart and trying to plead their case left and right of, how do you do it? How do you do it? I'm hurting. I'm hurting. What do I do? Every single day, you wake up, you breathe. If you're feeling okay at that point, you're not triggered, you're not sobbing your head off, you're not crying like crazy, but you're feeling a little depressed, you're still alive, you're still doing okay. Are you going to feel great the next day? I don't know. Are you going to feel great that day? There's no way to know. But I can tell you something, that after you've experienced so many times people dying, that the last time somebody died, there's a cutoff. You're no longer the person that you were, because that person's already died and taken that one gone. It's already taken them up with heaven. You're left as a new person at this point, struggling for identity check, trying to find out who and what you are, why you're this way, what's going on, how do you live, how do you survive. Me, I had a tether cut. Identification, a tether to my family. The last person was my big brother back in 2018. I did a lot of videos about this one. Concerning about an identity loss, it's not the easiest damn thing in the world to go through. It's not supposed to. Death is not the easiest thing anyone's supposed to be going through. This is the ultimate thing that ever could test a human soul. It's not saying if you're going to be graduating out of this one or not. It's how do you deal and how do you live with the loss and how do you move on with it? How do you try to find some kind of meaning in your life while dealing with the grief and pain? Finding something that matters the most at that point. You may have had dreams back then. Maybe they're going to be relevant. Maybe they're not going to be relevant. I don't know. I'm having a problem with that concept myself as it is. I wanted to be a writer when I was a kid. Talked to my family about it for years. Bored the shit out of them. Tried to write. Thought I was a good writer, but I tried to show this work to them, but they never read it. I didn't give them any opportunities to do so. But, I could at least look at the damn thing and told me what the hell I was going wrong. My brother never told me. I put stuff on his phone for him to read, and I never did. He never did. At least, not that I know of, or been aware of it. So if he said I was a good writer, I never even heard the compliment at that one. Or maybe if I sucked and I needed more work, that's one thing. That's critical. That's critical. That's critical thinking in literature. Being critical and being critiquing. Why not? Sometimes I do need to find out where the hell I'm going and just get the directions going. But someone else's version of it, not my version of it. Not my vision of it. Writing was a passion for me. Reading was a passion for me. But it seems like a lifetime ago. Another personality. Now I'm still struggling with what I've got right now as it is. Back then, I didn't go for any recordings left and right. I didn't do any voice recordings. It scared the hell out of me trying to do a voice recording or voiceovers. Making funny sounds. Maybe about 30 plus years ago. When I probably had a better voice. And now, shit, forget it. Now I'm doing my own YouTube channel because of a grieving situation. Because I needed to get this off my damn chest. I needed to talk about my own experiences, strength, and hope. I needed to tell myself and tell the world for posterity's purposes that I am a griever. I am a griever. I have experienced a hell of a lot of pain, a lot of grief. I haven't experienced that much joy in my life. Not since losing my family. Piece by piece by piece. And it was taking me away piece by piece by piece until I am like a different person altogether and I don't know who the hell I am. Now I still got to figure and think about that one. I got to worry about the damn holidays are going to be affecting me at this point over here. Halloween is just a precursor to Thanksgiving, which is a precursor to Christmas. In order to get me inoculated from the pain and grief about dealing with Christmas and loss of family, who's not here to celebrate it with me, and me with them, we normally would shower each other with presents or we shower each other with expressions and gifts of love. Even cooking a breakfast for my family. I used to do that to them. I used to fix waffles. I used to fix pancakes. I used to fix eggs for them. I used to fix breakfast, lunch, dinner. My brother would do the same thing. But, having two cooks in the family, back then it was good. These days I could barely feed myself because I'm still struggling trying to learn how to cook again. And it's hard as hell for me to do that and say that because I am going through this. I used to have the equipment. I used to be able to fix food. I used to have the knowledge for it. I used to be a different person altogether. There's one meme out there that keeps pegging me for a loop. And it pegs me correctly on this one. I used to be, and I used to think, and I used to feel a lot differently before I lost my mother. But it really solidified itself when I lost my brother in 2018. Ma dies in 2013. Dave dies in 2018. What am I doing? I'm a dead. I'm a zombie. That's how come I'm saying to people left and right on these channels, I'm a zombie. Emotionally screwed up, sleep deprived. I can't function like I used to a long time ago. Hell, I can't even think the way I used to think a long time ago. I remember portions of it, portions of that lifetime a long time ago. I see these people in the pictures. I mourn like crazy because I knew what they were. And I lived a lifetime. And now it seems like that world's going this way. And I'm going this way. And I have to keep up the memories. I have to keep up the stories. I have to keep talking about them. Because it was also about me as well. That picture that you see down there below, that was 2002 or 2003. Somewhere in that period which was LA County Fair at the Pomona Fairgrounds. My mother had a bookkeeping income tax business. She was going to be meeting a client out there. She had some business to deal with, but we were also going to be having some fun out there. So that one particular night, actually one particular day, which lasted all the way through the night, we had fun at the fair. We shopped, we ate. I tried to find a client and tried to do business. Couldn't do it. But after that, we went home. But we took a family picture of how things went. And I was going into the park. When it mattered the most. When it mattered the most to us. When we actually cared. The picture right above her was the last Christmas my mother ever had. Christmas tree right by her bed and a dog. Little girl. Baby mom, as we called her. She bore a puppy. Called the puppy Christmas. And that happened before we took that picture. A year before. The puppy is still around. Actually, the mama is still around. She's my dog now. I love her and I'm taking care of her as best as I can. She's trying to take care of me. The rest of the family members actually meant a damn thing to me. Oh, there may be a couple of cousins out there that may give a shit. I care about them as well. There may be a few friends and acquaintances out there that still try to keep contact. Or barely, but that's about it. But I prefer thinking about my mother during those times when the good times instead of the bad times. How many times my brother and I kept calling 911 on her. Sometimes it was nothing and other times it was something. Fire captain of the station, I think it was 126. It was LA County out in Lancaster. It was right by the courthouse. Our captain came over so many damn times he was pissing off my brother. Kept making the strong suggestion she's got to be put into a nursing home. Said no, she's going to die. She's going to die at home here. This is her home. It's where she stays. This is where she lives. Was she best? It took us maybe about a month or less for the fire guys to come out again on another call. Same crew. Then another call to take care of her. And he was asking us how we were doing. I said, we're surviving. We're like a son of a bitch, but we're surviving. At least during that time, he was very sorry, and so was the crew. Got hugs. That holiday season, we gave them cookies and baked goods. They appreciated it. We tried to do it to the sheriff's department, local division, and another fire station. Show them our appreciation during the holiday season. It was a holiday right after Ma died. She had to die right after Christmas. Died in February. It kept her alive long enough that the body lasted 19 days before she ultimately succumbed. I can't tell you. I had to fight like crazy trying to get past those pains. Got to the point where I had to go see a shrink for almost 3, 4 years. I'm talking to the shrinks about the situation and kept telling them I got PTSD over this damn situation. No, you got white lab coat syndrome. Then I showed and explained why a primary care physician and the shrink all the details what I went through. They finally agreed. Yeah, you got it bad. So it took you long enough. Yeah. When Ma died, me and my brother had to stay active. Support groups. Tried to be ongoing every single day if we had to. If we were not at a support group meeting of some sort, we had to be somewhere else just to keep ourselves occupied and busy. Because we didn't want to deal with the loneliness, the pain, the mourning, the effect of it. But when I had seen a friend of mine who passed away and had a memorial service with music and video, I wanted to do that for Mama. And when I made it, and my brother saw it, I saved the videos. There was another one I made for my brother I saved, and I couldn't see it again. Because it was too hard for me to deal with. Somehow or another, I think I may have posted them online. I don't know. I still have to research it. But it was something I had to do. Not the easiest damn thing for me to do, I'll tell you that much. And I hurt like a son of a bitch. For those who are coming onto this morbid channel here looking for something new to see, this is a place where I am doing my videos about how I'm surviving through grief, through pain, through loss, through depression, how much it's been affecting me, and how day by day the battle goes. And maybe some days I'm feeling manic enough that I'm talking about other things that needs to be done, and other times I'm having issues with it. I may be down and out, or I may be manic. Probably big diagnosis, bipolar, because of the grieving cycle that kicks in, and the depression that keeps making me so miserable to be around, and for me to be around myself, that is. I'm expecting myself to break down. The last 10 days had been hard. On the 8th of September was the day my brother passed away. Same day that Queen Elizabeth had also passed away. Queen Elizabeth II of England, who recently passed away. And it was supposed to be a fun day on that day because it was an anniversary that the TV show and the sci-fi fandom and the phenomena of Star Trek came out on September 8th, 1966. The day I'm supposed to trek you out. The day I'm supposed to go trek out. You know, wear the badge, do the Vulcan hand salutes, do the live long and prosper stuff. And the only thing I could think about during that time is my brother's anniversary, how miserable I'm feeling, and now it's Queen Elizabeth II. And every time I kept seeing the pictures of her, I was crying my eyeballs out left and right. I was crying my eyeballs out, not able to deal with the pain, not able to deal with the grief, not able to deal with anything at this point. I was seeing my grandmother, I was seeing my aunt, I was seeing my mother at the same time. All in the same face. Don't ask me how, it just did. And it's like, I couldn't grieve enough for you ladies enough as it is. Now I gotta go do the major griefs. Oh my God. 10 days of misery. I already had a few months of misery anyway. The other thing is I've described on the video channel is I'm also a college student trying to finish up. About a year, maybe a year and a half or less, I'll be out of community college. Hopefully to a graduate school. I bet for a 56-year-old fart screwed up a long time ago. Long story, I've talked about it in some of the videos I've had. But suffice it to say, what I've been going through these days is pretty much hell. I haven't cried, not since yesterday or day before yesterday. I'll see some images that'll trigger me, some painful. People either dying or people being reunited. And if I have felt some kind of connection to that character or caricature or something, I go crazy. I bawl. I cry. I sob. I go nuts. This is my life. This is how it is. So, I hope you guys... Yeah, it's almost time for bedtime. And me being an insomniac, I'm going to be fighting this one all night. I'll sleep about an hour or two, if I'm lucky. Then about 3 or 4 hours later, back to bed again. I hate this nightmare existence. It feels like a damn zombie, or worse. At least I'm not Dracula looking for a bite. I haven't got my fangs in. Oh. But if I had my fangs, I'd still be an insomniac. Even during the daytime. Blood. Trying to make some Halloween jokes at this point. Heaven knows I feel like a damn zombie right now in the first place. Why not emulate it? Okay. I said my piece. For those who are trying to understand who and what the hell I am, go through the vids. Go through the vids. Take them at random if you need to, or all at the same time. Like them, not like them. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Doesn't matter which one. Subscribe if you want. Ask yourself the question, how much do you know about your own pain, your own grief level? And how many people do you know that are still going through the damn process? And you don't know a way how to talk to them. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor of anything. I don't have any academia letters. I'm trying to get one for myself just for either political science, history, or English literature. Or English Marian. Still doesn't matter. I'm trying to get a degree in college anyway. Something I promised my mother a long time ago that I screwed up. 2.5 years of college down the toilet. I wanted to make it up to her, and it still is a promise I'm not gonna welch on. So, check out the vids, and this will tell you about what the hell's going on with me. That way you understand why I'm going through what I'm going. And if you haven't seen any creepy crawlies going across the screen, or somehow, if you happen to see them in the screen, I'm fighting a bug war. Yeah, cockroaches. I hate these ones, bitches. Anyway, that's my life. That's what I'm talking about. The reality check.